The way this clip functions, I want to make sure I note that, is that's locked in, that's locked out. And you can imagine why they break so easily. It's not like one of those push down and pull. It's this little plastic piece. So today I want to show you guys how to replace a broken coil wire connector on your ignition harness for 2013 and 2017 Hyundai Elantras. The part number for this is actually an extension, but it comes with these little connectors, and it's much cheaper to buy this than it is to replace the whole thing on the car if one of these things breaks. And they typically break where this gray plastic piece is. Like mine has broken because it got cold and hot and cold and hot, and eventually it gets brittle and it breaks. So when it's on your existing coil on the actual car, replacing this, this whole part was about $17. It fluctuates between 15 and 20, but it's way cheaper because all you really need is to get this piece out and this piece out and swap it with the one you have on your car. The part number for this is right here, 27350-2B000, and you'll end up getting this in the mail with 4 of these, and that'll give you at least four chances. If you mess up one, you can keep trying again. The tools you'll need, I'm not sponsored by them, but I just want to show you what I ordered, and I'll put the link to this. It came on Amazon below. Some people have tried pliers, but I was able to get it with just this toolkit. I may have ordered, I think, one of these tools by themselves, but like I said, I'll put it in there. And I was able to get, so I have a total of 4. I was able to get all the 4 off. I'll show you right now how to take this apart. I'm going to put it together. So I pull tabs, if I can get this to focus. They will clip. This one I did a bad job on because I can see all the plastic pieces that are broken. It's going to clip. So I have the clip here. It's almost like a mouth. It's going to clip. Yeah. Because this little guy right on top. Oh, if I can get that out. This little piece. Man. This piece on top right here. That will be on top just like that. Because eventually it'll bite in. So these little tabs, they need to be pried out and out almost at the same time, so you can pry this out. And what's going to happen is these are going to go first. This is going to move just a little bit, and then you got to pry that one up so then you can pull it out all the way. So I'm going to click it in place. Alright, it's all the way in. I can't take that out with my fingers, so I'm going to need my tools. But these will click in, and it's figuring out which way to pry there's those little black clips in there. They have to be pushed out of the way so the wires come loose. Once the wires come loose, it's like, it doesn't take much to pull them out. It's just getting them loose. It's figuring out which way to push that up and down. So right now, I'm going to take apart the yellow tab to show you how that works. Let me get set up. So your tool of choice is up to you. They come in different thicknesses. The reason I bought these is because they're metal. I'm not delicate with my hands, so if I was gonna break something, I don't want it. Plastic will break real easily, so I wanted something a lot stronger. So where I'm gonna dig it into is, and I may have with this little tool, I end up putting it in my mouth because it takes like 3 hands to do this. But that little hook is why it's so important to have. So I'm going to put this in the corner. This is the VO2M tool. Of course, they all have names. And I'm going to try and bring this tab out and up. But to do that, I need to do that and try to grab it just a little bit forward. all it needs to do is come forward just a little bit. I did have to use the ring, but new strategy. Instead of going up in these corners right here, like right here, and trying to pry it out, I went inside to where it actually clips, push the clip out, and then use the ring with the hook part facing up. That. In, hook it, and pull. That may have worked better. But now you can see it's significantly out of the connector, right? So at this point, I can use my tool to pry this guy up. Oh, shoot. I did try to play with that green one, but I don't really think it helped at all. Pull, pry this guy up. Remember, this is plastic and you have metal. So it's the plastic is not, I might want to say brittle, but it's sensitive to the metal. If you put too much force, you'll just break it. So now I gotta leave that one in, prying upwards and pulling outwards at the same time. Got it. So then this piece will come out. Now I'm gonna put the wires in, because technically at this point you would have wires in. So I'll show you how to get those out. One thing to note, be very mindful of which wire goes in which hole, because you want to replicate that with the new connector you're going to put on, especially if it's the one in your existing vehicle. At this point, I'm not going to use this part, so I don't care. I want to care what wires are in what hole on the actual car. And these go in and they'll click. And I recommend taking a picture before you actually start working on it. That way you don't forget. And they only go in one way. So I tried putting it that way. Now I'm going to try with, get that out, the wire and all that copper facing up. So this one's going to go in here. Oh, yep, that's in. I think I'll do, if I can get one wire out for demonstration, then it should be easy to replicate the other. And honestly, once you can figure out how to do one of these connectors, the rest becomes easier and easier. So it's going to be extremely hard to see. So using my eye, I can see these shapes that look like a T, and they're straight back in here. So right here's the wire, and here's a little gap on top. God, focus, man. Right here is a gap. With that thing that looks like a T, I'm going to press down. I'll probably want a little bit of a thicker tool for this. So I'll try the green one. This one is DMP280M for the tool name. I'll push down. This one you can do with two hands. You just gotta hold it down in place and pull. But if you want to reuse this part, be careful with the insulation of the wire, because that tends to rip the rubber part. I push down and pull. Nothing really happens. So let me try prying up. If I pry up, and oh man, there we go. Okay, easy. So you have to pry up, and I'll show you which part after I get this out. See, I got one. So I'm going to take my green. It has a long slope right underneath that. I'm pressing this finger downwards to push tension, to pressing this down so the tip goes up, and I should be able to, just like that. So the little T things, because I don't know what the heck to call them, all, there you go. That right there. So if you see the light, those little tabs sticking up through the holes, they look like T's more when you see them in person. Those are what you want to pry up and then pull the wire out, and it comes out like cake. So now you know how to, and then you just honestly repeat the process on your car. But when you do it on your car, disconnect the battery first. You don't want to short anything, and you don't want to shock yourself.